Absolute quality motor right there. Absolute quality motor. What's up everybody, welcome back to another video. Long time no see. I know I've just been slack lately and haven't had much to do, but one of the bros fixed that for me. He's trusted me with a whole bunch of fab work on this Nissan Laurel of his, another drift car. Had to swap mine out of the shed obviously. I got no room because I got the other bro's car in here too, which still needs some stuff done. But yeah, got a whole bunch of things to do. Got an exhaust to make, some intercooler piping to make, heaps of little bits and bobs to do. So yeah, be a few videos coming at you guys to keep the entertainment flowing, I hope. But yeah, I'm going to start with the intercooler piping on this just because I ordered some stuff yesterday, but I ordered it Sunday. It's only just turned up today, Tuesday, so mostly pipe work and stuff. So I'm going to start with the intercooler piping anyway, just because it's like right in the front here, nice and easy to do. But yeah, quick run through of it. I've got this elbow. This turbo's not got an elbow on it, and this is the housing. It's got a pulsar turbo on it. I mean, you can see that. But yeah, see me? You know, gonna do a bit of an elbow off there. Keep all the heat out of the keep all the heat away from the silicone joiners, because 90-degree silicone joiners off the turbos melt and look shit. So we're gonna do that. So weld this on with the turbo. It's got a electronic throttle body to go on, so we need to change the flange on the manifold there. He's got the flange already laser cut out, so I just need to cut that one off and weld it on there. And yeah, just jimmy up all the piping, and that'll be that done. Nice and easy. So yeah, we'll go through it. Go through it all and yeah, get it fucking sorted. Looking pristine, mate. Pristine. Alright, so for starters, fuck, it's dark in here. I'm doing this at night time after work, so the lighting might be a bit shit, sorry. For starters, I'm going to be welding this elbow on the turbo here. So I've just done my best to try get this here on the same plane as the inlet for the with the inlet pipe. So nice and even that way, and nice and even that way. So she looks the part. Don't want to weld it on crooked because I'll get given shit. I'm not sure where I left off last night, but this is how far I've gotten at the moment. I'm probably going to fill some of the bit of steel and redo a hole there. So I just got some more MIG wire for the welder today because I ran out, and might make a piece up for that. Alright, so it's actually daylight now, and I've realised that some of the videos that I've got earlier, probably since I've been doing it after work, they're pretty dark, so you probably can't see too much. So I'll try to do most of the filming when I got the fucking bit of sunlight coming through and shit during the weekend, and when I'm not working on a Friday, because after work lately it's so dark early here and cold that it's hard to see anything, and it's a shit time to work out in the shed. But yeah, anyway, this is what I got done last night. There's a big square hole kind of like this on this side here, so I cut it all out and made this panel up. I'll weld in there and make it look nice and tidy. Then I can holster a hole here for the intercooler piping to go through, and it'll just be a nice tidy looking, you know, setup instead of just a hacked hole. So yeah, I'll weld that in fully and then grind it all nice and flat and yada yada. Probably see if I can get some undersealer for the side and underseal it. Should look schmicko. Right team, I've got the piece of panel welded in there. I've just put some primer and rust converter and primer over it just to see how it looks like, because I don't like using bog at all. I like to weld it in and then grind the weld so then it all smooths and not have to use any bog at all. So there's a couple of spots where I couldn't really get it to just blend over nicely with the grinder, just because of the shape of the chassis into just a panel steel. But I just want to put some paint over it to see if it sort of blends okay. Looks like it don't do too bad. So yeah, just going to weld some pipe at the moment, or tack some pipe. Just got this that's going to come out of the turbo and go straight down. I'm going to tack that on, put it on. Hey, it's bright out there, isn't it? Fuck. I'll put it in there and see where it angles down, and then I'll hole saw the hole for the so it can drop through. Alright, this is how far I've gotten. Got that tacked in place, got the hole cut where it's going to go through. So got the bumper back bolted up so I can get the make this section of pipe just from here to here. Just probably have a bend straight off there, straight down, bend into there, just because if it comes down to, there's no point having it all the way down here, interferes with stuff. And it's probably a shorter path if it just goes straight like that. Yeah, awesome. Alright, I got the second piece made up for coming through here. So pretty much just need a bit of straight in between there and there. I also made this piece up as well. Just a bit of that donut with a little section weld on the end there. Yeah, bit of a straight piece in there. She should be fucking sweet to go. Then I can fully weld it. Alright, I got the section there. It took a little bit of trimming and adjusting angles and stuff to get it to sit nice out of the intercooler. And coming up through here, the hole nice and into the turbo. But got there in the end. It's all just only tack at the moment, so this is just me first test fitting it. Make sure it's all sweet, looks the part. And yeah, about to fully weld it. But I'll do the other side and tackle that together as well, because I'll like I think I said earlier, I'll probably go to work and weld it, since we've got I don't have a dual argon feed regulator on my gas bottle, and we've got a dual one for purging at work, so I'll probably just go to work and weld them up so the insides don't go all cruddy like they do when you don't purge them. So yeah, start on the other side now. Dude. Right, since I've done the other side, next I'm gonna see if I can do this throttle body and weld an extra bit of pipe on the end for a hose clamp to go onto, because as you can see, it's doesn't have much grippy area there for a clamp and shit. So I'm going to weld an extra bit of 3.5 inch to step it out. But first I'm going to get this motor off, because I don't want to melt all the plastics inside. So I haven't had one apart, but quick Google, looks like it's pretty easy. Pull the clips off, pull the cap off the top where the sensor is, and there should just be a gear there and then a gear there that connects to the shaft. So I'm going to pop that off and see what it looks like inside and split her up. Yeah, so I slowly took the cap off after the side clips are off, and it's pretty simple in there. It's just got some pins there that roll on your TPS in there. It's got 2 power probes for the motor pins to sit on. Obviously the power spins that gear, opens and closes the throttle. So yeah, I'll take these gears out, but I'll give them a mark first so they go back in the same spot. I don't know how crucial it is for them to do that, but I'll mark them anyway. It should be okay, because the TPS would always adjust the motor to sit at a certain spot anyway, but for the sake of not fucking it up, I'll just mark it anyway. So yay, and I don't actually know how I'm going to mark that bottom one. I'll probably mark the throttle gear here onto the housing so it's in the same position when the top gear goes back on, something like that. Alright, that's under the gear there. I have a sneaking suspicion that to pull this one here out, we have to take the throttle plate bolts off, and there must be a clip or something underneath that little blank there that covers that hole, so you just slide the whole shaft up and out. But I kind of don't want to be responsible for putting those bolts back in the throttle plate and them coming loose any day in the future. So I might leave it like this, and I might just slowly go around when I weld it to not overheat it too much. I'll just do little bits at a time to save the hassle of fucking messing this up too much. Nah, psych, actually I'm going to take it out, because there's probably seals, you know, either side of the shaft to stop air leaking in through there, so I don't want them to blow out with the heat. So we'll just take it off and stop in a bitch. I think what I'll do when I put them back in though is the bolts come through all the way, so I'll just peen them over so they can't actually fucking come back out. So that should be sufficient. They're actually tapered bolts anyway, so like tapered bolts do lock inherently anyway, but for the fucking sake of killing a motor, I would rather not fucking risk it. So I will ping them over when it goes back together. So the motor comes out simple. You just undo the 2 Torx bolts and slide the armature piece out of there. Throttle plate, you just spin, slide it out. Now the difficult part seems to be getting, I've got the cap off the end there. There's nothing holding it. It's just the shaft goes through to there, and apparently it's quite a snug fit. So getting it out of there might be a bit difficult. But well, it sounds like you just punch it through. I tried to squeeze it up in the vise to try press it out that way, but it didn't seem to bloody budge. So yeah, I'll give it a few whacks and see what happens. Alright, I got it positioned in between the vise like this. So I did give it a bit of a whack there and it did move. So I believe there's a spring under there though, so I don't want to whack it too much and then it just explodes. So I might put a bit of a container under here so that when it does fully go, it just falls into the container, and then anything that might be there, small bits and shit, doesn't fucking go 100 miles everywhere, every direction my shed. So yeah, very fiddly. Right, I got it most of the way. The container idea wasn't that safe because it's got these little pins in here, and they look like they're quite sensitive, so I don't want them to fall and hit and bend and shit like that. So I got it right to the end where I thought it was close, and then I ended up just putting the punch up there, holding my hand over the end of it because it's on a spring, and then sort of just tapping it the rest of the way out on the way to the throttle body, pushing on the punch. So yeah, it looks like it should just slide out of there like so. Excellent. Beauty. I'll put that over there, bit of a softer area. Cool, now we've got it fully stripped. There's no electronics in here that will fucking melt when I put the new pipe on there, because obviously, you know, that snout's not very fucking great. I've seen people run them like that before. I don't really fancy it, eh? So I got this 3.5 inch pipe here, so I'm going to trim it down to, like, you know, trim an inch off or so, and then just weld it over the edge. Yeah, so weld on like that, eh? What do you reckon? Fucking throw it right out the headlight. But yeah. Alright, I got the bit welded on there. So now the hose clamp actually fucking has something to go on. This is our hose clamp there. So now it actually fucking has some material to go down onto and grab, instead of trying to grab onto that fucking like 10 mil of meat there. This will probably have to be trimmed down though, because it pushes the, once it's like going to be on the front here, like it's going to push the pipe too far this way, so I have to trim the silicone joiner down a little bit so we can get the bend straight out here and probably round about through there. Then it's just going to be a nice tight straight in. Fuck yeah. So you got the manifold back on, just a couple bolts, dummy fit it. Got the that dummy fit on there. I haven't welded that fully on yet. Just gonna tack it all together and see how it all fits before fully welding it. So yeah, be poised just to put a hole right here, come off and straight down through there. Should be good. Right, I got started on this side pipe. Got this all tacked up. Got me hole through there. So yeah, same as the other side really. Get it fucking, these airflow fucking things are tight, man. Like so. Enough there to clamp on. Might have that hole a bit too far off or something. Need to adjust that. But it should come through at a decent level right there. Or angle it down into the cooler. So I'm using these aluminium donuts for the piping. They're like, you know, 2 halves that are welded together to make the pipe. And I think most of the like time-consuming part is making them fucking square. Like when you cut them, probably best to cut them on the bandsaw. But I don't have one, and the one at work, the blade's fucking buggered, so can't use that one either. So I've just got it like as best as I can across that face to be like 90 degrees with the edge of the pipe, so it's not like slanted like that or that when it's butted up to the straight. So yeah, and hopefully 90 like that as well. At least you can put a square across the two faces like that to see if it's 90, but most time consuming part is getting those to line up, but that's okay, part of the fun. See, here's an example of when you cut it a bit crooked. You see it's like angled up here. It's just one high spot here, so I go through and flat disc it to be nice and square. This part is this piece here that comes down in here, so there to there. So I've sort of just eyeballed that. There's probably a fucking nice technical way to actually get that specific angle to there through the bend, but I just wing it and fucking just be goated. So oh, the other thing too is there's actually a lot of work in cleaning aluminium pipe as well, especially this polish shit that you buy, because there's fucking like polish residue like embedded in the aluminium, so you weld it and it does this weird fucking like reaction, and it's just such a prick. And especially if there's like stuff that's been sitting around too, they gotta fucking really clean the fuck out of it to get it to weld nice. So I've been using a stainless steel brush which has been just used on aluminium, and just some acetone to clean it, and just a Scotch Brite at the end just to like really polish it up to get all the shit out of it. Seems to be working pretty good. That's what the internet says, so must be right, eh? Phew, got you tacked together, mate. Looking quite fucking flash if I fucking say so myself, eh? Pretty good. Toot my own horn, eh? Like the fucking video, would you? Alright, I got me little 90 there with my end piece on it, so the hose clamp can grip it set up. I might have to cut this hose clamp down because we've got quite a tight bend here. So this pipe can't be too far this way, otherwise it won't line up. So I had to cut it down just about 10 mil to make it room. So now I've just got a pipe length in there and be good to go. Obviously maybe you see it from here, but this pipe is cut. I only just cut it just so I could play with it. I haven't shaped it yet, but it needs a bit cut off, you know, down the bottom here to get a nice straight piece in place there. So yeah, I'll sort of eyeball and mark that out, trim it up, and then measure it and get a piece of pipe cut. I can tack her in. This is what you fucking want. This is a fucking straight cut piece of pipe with a pipe cutter sitting on my bend that I've cut with a grinder and flapped. Barely any fucking air gaps, mate. Fuck, I'm good, eh? Push up. Right, that's it, all fucking tacked up and in place. Fits up pretty good. Okay, after much confusion about how this actually fucking goes back together, I think I've figured it out. So you put it in with the springs locating, and what you want to do is you want to twist it anti-clockwise if it's up in this orientation. Anti-clockwise until you've got a stopper here, which is going to rest up against that nib there. So you want to twist it around this way and then press it in down there. That way, I figured it out, so that when you put the throttle plate in, the spring tension is holding the throttle plate closed. So when the motor is activating the throttle plate, it's fighting against the spring to open the throttle plate, and then the spring pressure is obviously there if there's a failure in the motor or something, so that your throttle plate doesn't just snap to wide open throttle in the event of a throttle body failure or a pedal or something like that. It actually snaps closed so the motor can't fucking just go to limit, I suppose. So yeah, figured it out. I was fucking back and forth and I watched some clips of me taking it apart, and it didn't look like it was loaded that way, but it could have jumped. I mean, I was taking it apart, so I believe that's how it goes. I'll put it together and then double check, make sure. Sweet, that's definitely it. I was wondering why in my videos when I took it apart that this was, you take this off and it's sitting nice and naturally on my mark and everything, because how I set it up before, I was putting this in and winding it clockwise against the spring, and it was wanting to fight backwards. So I was wondering why it was naturally wanting to sit around here when I was putting it together and not how it was when I pulled it apart. So yeah, the key is to put that in and turn it anti-clockwise against the spring pressure. So now that the throttle's closed, it's that's how it rests. So when you open the throttle, you got full throttle like that. tightening against the spring, and then if you let it go, it snaps back closed. So yeah, I don't know whether or not I should make a separate video about that actually for anyone that's trying to fucking pull one apart, because I couldn't find anything online about it myself. So, and I guess these are quite common to do now, so I might make a separate video on it as like a informative thing for anyone that wants to take one apart to modify the end snout. So yeah, awesome. Oh, these bolts too, I ended up just painting them over. Just got a centre punch. I rested the other face on a punch in the vise there, just to have something solid to bash against, because obviously if you fucking bash against them supported by the, I don't want to risk bending the fucking shaft, so just supported the nut of the bolt on the other side like that, and then cleverly fucking centre punched those bolts over, so then, you know, they can't ever unwind if they wanted to. Not a common thing, but it's not unheard of, so I'd rather not fucking kill a motor because a bolt was fucking not done up properly, or, you know, rattled loose or something. So that should fucking stop that from happening. But yeah, I think most of this video is fucking just me doing this throttle body, hey. But yeah, well that's done. So this is time just to pull the manifold off and all the piping and just go weld it all really. So I might get onto that and check back in afterwards. Alright, got them all welded up. I got that flange welded on the manifold, and got the pipes welded. This end one here came out funky. There must have been something in the material in the pipe that wasn't clean, because it got fucking, it went all weird and porosity, like did some weird reaction and shit. So I'm going to go through and die grind that big lump and shit out. But other than that, it's pretty nice and easy. Not the best of weld, well, you know, it's no fucking plasma man welding, but it's good enough to get us by. So go back home and fit up to the car and make sure it still fits after the heat's been in it, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. Alright guys, that's going to be me signing off on that job for the day. Hope you enjoyed it. Fucking, I know it's been a little while since I fucking posted, but we're getting there. I got the next week off work, so I'm going to fucking smash out some other jobs on this and do another video, I suppose, for you guys. So yeah, if you made it this far, cheers for watching. Fucking as always, make sure you fucking like the videos. It gets the algorithm going, you know. Get me famous. But yeah, anyway, fucking just been a cock. Cheers for watching. I'll fucking see you shortly. Peace out.